Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me. We're going to recap the Ravens-Bills game from last night. And, of course, we are presented by Stanley Law Offices, the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group, and Welch & Company Jewelers. Log on today to welchjewelers.com. Shop the showcase for all the engagement rings, the wedding rings, bracelets, necklaces, watches, you name it. They've got it going on at Welch & Company Jewelers, welchjewelers.com. And if you are, of course, in central New York, you can go there physically, right there on Route 11 across from Lonergan Park. Welch & Company Jewelers is the official jewelry store of the ML Sports Platter, welchjewelers.com. All right, let's recap this game, and obviously with every NFL game all the time, and then it's maximized times 10 in the postseason. There's just so much to unpack, so I'm just going to kind of go and rip through a lot of stuff. Look, the Bills and the Ravens, this was obviously clearly a defensive game, and Justin Tucker never misses, right? He misses 2 field goals in this game. Gabe Davis drops a ball in the end zone. Josh Allen overthrows Stephon Diggs, wide open. You're kind of looking at this thing, and by the way, the Bills were going for some home run balls. They didn't even need them. I mean, at 3rd and 6, they had, the quick slants and the quick passes to the sides. The way Baltimore blitzes, and then they play the press man coverage with their corners with Marcus Peters and company. Humphrey took out Cole Beasley in the slot for a good portion of this game. But the reality is they didn't need to go for those home run balls. So what am I getting at with all of these things occurring in the first half? It played right into the hands of Baltimore because it was only 3-0. And you're going, man, the Bills should be up 10-3. Man, the Bills should be up 2 scores. And you were hoping that as the game went on, that it wouldn't be one play. Because a lot of times in the playoffs, it's like that. When one team isn't cashing in, the other team's hanging around. They play an uncomfortable style of football. They don't wow you. They're not really like over the top good, but they do a lot of different things inside the game, such as pressure cooker defense. They run the football. They make you feel uncomfortable. They're physical. That's the Baltimore Ravens. They've always been that way. Other teams have been better, clearly, than this one, the 2 Super Bowl ones, to be exact. But in this game, that was kind of how I was feeling. I know a lot of my buddies were feeling that when we were texting the entire game. And I know my cousin Kyle and his dad Doug, they were at the game. We were texting constantly during the game. You got that feeling where it was like, man, they're only up 3 points. If they could have just gotten 1 touchdown extra, and it'd be 10-0. And then you force Lamar to have to throw the ball and perhaps make mistakes. Fast forward in, Justin Tucker makes a field goal at the end of the first half. And then the third quarter was where the game was really, really won. And by the way, from the beginning to the end of this football game, the Bills were so well prepared. They were so well coached, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes on the big stage anymore. Big stage primetime regular season, big stage playoffs, they just don't do it. I mean, I remember 3rd and 4, under Rex Ryan, Jerry Hughes, offsides, the little things, false starts over and over again. I mean, you see little things here and there from the Bills, but it's not the constant crap and the undisciplined stuff. This team is so ready to play, and I'll get to that even more here in a second with the Taron Johnson interception. But this game was a defensive clinic by both teams for a while, but more so by the Buffalo Bills. What an outstanding job by Leslie Frazier. What a great job of moving people around. The depth and the versatility of the Brandon Beane drafts really comes out in a game like this. Epinesa and Klein and Ed Oliver up front, and you can mess around with Jefferson and Addison, and you've got Tremaine Edmonds, a middle linebacker, but then you kind of move him over a little bit to the right. That allows him, to come back and go across the field a little bit more to contain, decoy, spy Lamar Jackson. It was an unbelievable game plan. And so in the third quarter, we fast forward. Stephon Diggs, an incredible, incredible play call by Brian Dable. Remember, the play before this, it was Allen missing Gabe Davis. And so I'm thinking to myself, hey, go to Stephon Diggs. Why is Davis? I know he's the big red zone target and all that, but go to Diggs. Go, get a couple of screens. Go on the side and get the Ravens kind of backpedaling. That's exactly what Brian Dable did. He throws the quick slant to the left. Stephon Diggs catches it, gets a couple of blocks, and sneaks into the end zone. And then the big play. I think this play is the play of the year for the Bills. I think it was the play of the game, arguably the play of the playoffs. I think it's the play of the season for the Buffalo Bills. Taron Johnson picks it off, runs 101 yards the other way for the touchdown. And by the way, I've watched this play now over a dozen times. He did it in under 13 seconds. But go watch this play after I describe this to you. Lamar Jackson goes back, and he's looking a little bit left. There's two Bills on the Ravens wide receiver. Taron Johnson is one of them, who's kind of just a little bit, next to him, not really blanketing. Then you go over to the middle of the field, and it's Mark Andrews. I did a video on this week that the Baltimore Ravens, they love the tight end. Remember last year's game against the Baltimore Ravens? It was Hayden Hurst who killed the Bills on that big touchdown play. Lamar kind of dancing around. It looks like he's going to kind of run. He darts back, and he chucks it. And Hayden Hurst catches it and goes up the sideline and scores. That was the big play for Baltimore. Fast forward to this year, Mark Andrews is the Ravens tight end. And Lamar is sitting there waiting, and he sees maybe Johnson over to the left a little bit, probably going, hey, I love my tight ends in the red zone. Mark Andrews sure-handed the whole thing. I'm going to try, once Johnson goes a little bit over, I'm going to try to sneak it right in between, Tremaine Edmonds, a linebacker and a tight end, which is kind of what the Bills want sometimes and what the Ravens want all the time, right? And kind of played into the Bills' hands here. And Taron Johnson literally sneaks over at the last possible second when Lamar throws that ball, and he can't tighten the spiral enough. He can't get it in that window. Taron Johnson races across, grabs the ball, wonderful catch, off balance, and then he's gone. I mean, what it looked like to me was Johnson was going to catch it, and the second he caught it, I was like, awesome, go down, touchback, we got the ball back. No, he goes all the way to the house. And then that was the game pretty much at 17-3. Now, look, there were still some moments in this football game that were a little dicey. Lamar Jackson, got injured in this game. He was getting chased down by Trent Murphy, knocked down. He's in concussion protocol. And I got to tell you, I really give a lot of credit to Tyler Huntley. I mean, this guy, went in there and he had a huge overthrow on the right side that if he was even close, that's a touchdown, and we're talking about a one-score game. The Bills miss another field goal with Tyler Bass late in this game, could have then put another cemented layer on top of this one. Not the case. Baltimore gets it back. So there were little bits and pieces where you were still kind of worrying, like, oh my God, isn't it ever easy? And of course it's never easy, but 17-3, you're thinking 23, 24-3, this game's pretty much shot. When Bass missed the kick, I said, well, it's not over yet. It will be cemented if he makes it. He misses that kick, but the Bills hung on, 17-3. A masterful job on the Taron Johnson play. That is coaching. That is preparation. That is discipline. That's hours and hours of film work. That's Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott. That is scouting the Ravens tight end. It's scouting Lamar and his tendencies. Remarkable. I am blown away and have been blown away since the first week of this season especially, but going back to last season, at the coaching and the preparation. Dable, Frazier, McDermott, all of the coaches, Ken Dorsey, etc., Bobby Johnson, the offensive line. These guys are so freaking prepared. It's unbelievable. Josh Allen in this game, he had a couple of tough spots because of the wind. Maybe it got to him, a couple of tough overthrows in the first half, but overall, can't ask anything more from the guy, man. He had a touchdown, 23-37 for 206 yards. Didn't blow you away in this game, but that's a good Ravens team. They took away Cole Beasley across the middle, Marlon Humphrey. He was probably playing Beasley anyway at about 50%, but this was just a great win for the Bills, and now they go into the AFC Championship game. They'll either go to Kansas City or they're going to host in Buffalo next Sunday if Cleveland wins. Don't wake me up. Please don't wake me up. 17-3, the Bills beat the Baltimore Ravens. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike Lindsley. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.